we have seen current is lagging behind the voltage by 90 degree. In case of capacitance, current is leading to voltage by 90 degree. We have derived this as it is important as far as volt concerned. So here I am just repeating the mathematical portion. In case of inductance, AC source is connected like this. Current here is lagging behind the voltage by 90 degree, and this is the proof of it. In inductance, the induced EMF is opposing the supply voltage. So E and E are in opposite directions. E can be written as minus L di by dt as per the definition here. So we can write like this, minus minus it becomes plus. So here di can be written as E upon L dt. Putting the value of E here from this source E naught sin omega t, I am just writing E naught sin omega t dt. If we integrate here, we get E naught by L and this integration of sin omega t. What is the integration of sin omega t? It is minus cos omega t upon omega. And what is omega L? Omega L is simply, if we write here omega L like say omega L written say XL. What is XL? It is the inductive reactance. So if I write here E naught by XL cos omega t, E naught is the voltage, XL is the resistance, it's called inductive reactance. So it can be written minus I naught cos omega t. If we are comparing this equation with this one, we cannot compare because it is a sine function, it is a cos function. So I am just writing it in terms of sine. So I naught sine 90 minus omega t plus, because of this minus comes here. So we can write here like this. If we compare this equation with this equation, we can say current is lagging behind the voltage by 90 degree. So we have proved current lags behind the voltage by 90. Any doubt here? You will learn it, just practice it at least twice. Any doubt here? Current is lagging behind the voltage by 90 degree. You can prove it mathematically only. I repeated this because I know most of you are say bio students. Any doubt, please tell me. Okay. So again, I am taking now capacitance here. In capacitance, a current is leading to voltage by 90 degree. So here, what the relation between the voltage and the charge Q is equal to CV. This relation we know by say electrostatics. Q is equal to CV. I am writing E here instead of V in AC. So we can write here Q is equal to CV. It is the voltage. Putting the value of voltage here, CE naught sin omega t. If we integrate it, differentiate it, then we can get here CE naught. In differentiation, we know chain rule. So sin here is cos omega t and omega. We can write here like this, 1 upon omega c cos omega t. And 1 upon omega c we are writing here as Xc. What is Xc? It is a capacitive reactance. We already discussed yesterday. X is capacitive reactance. So we are writing here E naught upon Xc cos omega t, and it can be written as I naught cos omega t. We cannot compare this equation with this one. Reason behind here, it is cos function, so we have to convert it into sine function, and here it is say sine omega t plus 90. This is the formula here, sine 90 plus theta is cos theta plus cos theta. So we can say current leads the voltage by 90 degrees. Yes, any doubt? These two derivations, although not difficult, but for you I have derived again, repeated. Okay, up to this clear? Why I am giving an emphasis on these two derivations? Because now I will combine all the three parameters, resistance, inductance and capacitance in series combination. When we can take two at a time, say RL, RC, LC, like. Okay. So here I am taking all the three in series combination. We can take two, but I am taking three, all the three. If suppose capacitance is not there, you remove the capacitance. Suppose inductance is not there, you remove the inductance. Suppose resistance is not there, then LC combination. That is why I am taking directly RLC series RLC circuit. So here series RLC circuit, and across this AC source connected. AC source connected. Say here this is the resistance, inductance and capacitance, all the three parameters connected like this, AC source. Then E is equal to E naught sine omega t. This is R, this is L, this is C. In resistance we know current and voltage are in same phase. So here this is the current, say I naught, here also the same I naught, here also the same I naught, because in series combination current remains the same throughout. So current remains the same throughout. It means here we have to see the voltage across resistance. Both the things are in same phase. So VR is in the same phase. Now think about VL and VC. As we know, in resistance current is lagging behind, so voltage must be leading. It means here this is the voltage across L and this voltage across C, because current is leading in capacitance, so voltage in capacitance is lagging behind the current. Got this point? In this figure, in resistance, pure resistance, both are in same phase. In inductance, current is lagging clockwise, so voltage anti-clockwise by 90. So voltage in L, inductance is leading by 90, and here current is leading, so voltage is lagging behind. If I am taking current in series, current remains the same throughout. So here current is the base. Voltage we have to see with respect to current in each case, whether it is in same phase or lagging or leading. So voltage will be here current lagging, so voltage leading, current leading, the voltage lagging. I think there's no doubt. If we plot the draw the phasor diagram for this combination, series combination, then it will be like this. Here, this is VL, VC, and suppose this is I naught, VR. So here the same thing can be plotted in phasor diagram. Current and voltage in resistance same phase. Voltage with respect to current is leading by 90 and voltage in capacitance is lagging behind the current in capacitance. So this is the here individually we have plotted here in all the three parameters, all the three voltage, current also in phasor diagram. Okay. Now there are three possibilities. There are three possibilities. What is the possibility? Possibility number one. Here VL can be more than VC. VC can be more than VL. And VL and VC both are same, equal and opposite. So in first case we can say it is the inductance dominance, but the voltage in inductance is dominating the voltage across the capacitor. So this first case is called inductive dominance circuit. Inductive dominance circuit. Okay. So first case is called inductive dominance. Inductive dominance. In second, capacitive dominance. In third case, this is called resonance. Resonance means VL and VC both are same. What is the third case here? What is the third case here? It is the resonance. In resonance, this circuit, series RLC circuit, will behave like a pure resistive circuit. Why I am saying this? Because here VL and VC both are equal and opposite also in phase just 180 degree. If the VL and VC, the numerical value or magnitude are also same, it means this and this cancel out. The whole circuit is behaving like only resistive. So it is behaving like pure resistance. It is called the resonance condition. Got it? Circuit remains the same. But here, if it is inductive dominance, VL is more than VC. If VL is less than VC, it is capacitance dominance. If there is no dominance, it is called resonance condition. Okay? Suppose I am taking first case. I am taking first case where VL is more than VC. A little bit you can see in this diagram also, VL is little bit more than VC. So I am taking first case. Okay. Now let us discuss here. Suppose this is first case. VL is more than VC. It means here, and it is denoted with in a vector form, because in phasor diagram, phase angle also, phase difference also, and it is vector, magnitude and direction. So this is represented in vector. Because vector voltage is not a vector quantity, but it is AC. Because of phase difference, we are represented in vector form. In vector form. So this is VL minus VC. And here, if we write here VL minus VC, this is represented in VL minus VC. What is this? This is E naught at an angle of say omega t. Or you can say here this phase difference. So VR and this is VL minus VC and this is E naught. This is the resultant here. We can apply here. this trigonometry also, or we can apply here is Pythagoras theorem also. Suppose this is 5. It means here E naught equal to VR square plus this VL minus VC whole square under root. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can find out here E naught can be written as E naught equal to VR square plus VL minus VC whole square under root. Using the Pythagoras theorem. Simple. Nothing difficult here. In vector form, it is more. So this is the difference here. Comes here. This is square plus this square root of it. It is back E naught. So here, in this series circuit, between the E naught and I naught, this is the 5 phase difference. Ultimately voltage and ultimately current. It is not 90. It may be any, but not 90. Why not 90? Because nothing is pure. Individually, resistance, inductance, capacitance are pure parameters, but in combination, nothing is pure. That is why we are not getting 590 or 0. It depends on the value of this. Got it? Suppose I write V is equal to what? IR. As per the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So here VR can be written as I naught R whole square, and here I naught XL. XL is the resistance. It is also called reactance inductive, just to differentiate between the resistance and the reactance. So VL can be written as I naught XL and VC is I naught XC. If we take common here, I naught is common here. What is the remaining here? R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay? Got it? If we divide here E naught by I naught, we are getting it this. And E naught upon I naught, voltage upon current is resistance. So in series combination, this quantity is resistance. If we say resistance, again confusion. So in series combination, we give a new name called impedance. Impede means it also resistance. It is opposing. Impede means opposing. So this quantity is called here new resistance, namely impedance. So impedance is also resistance, but because of this confusion, we are naming it impedance. So impedance, the formula of impedance in series combination is given by Z equal to root of I square plus XL minus XC whole square. Got it? Sir. Any doubt here? It is called voltage triangle because voltage in across R, across the combination, and this is the resultant. So this is called voltage triangle. This is the voltage triangle. If I write this thing, it is called the impedance triangle. This triangle is called impedance triangle. So this is R, representing here R, and this is XL minus XC, and this one is Z. This one is Z, and the same angle here is phase angle phi. Again using this Pythagoras theorem, R square plus XL minus XC whole square root of it, it means this Z can be written here like this. The same we have already written here, this thing. So this is called impedance triangle. This is the impedance triangle. Now you just see in series combination current is same, voltage same phase, voltage across a leading, current lagging, current leading, voltage lagging. There is the diagram. Three possibilities. First possibility we have taken VL is more than VC. So this is the difference comes here. Using the Pythagoras theorem, we know this, putting the value of VR, VC here, taking common, and E naught by I naught is the impedance. This is the impedance triangle. Any doubt up to this? Any doubt up to this? That's triangle. Now, you can write in voltage also, you can write in impedance also. Both are same thing. And suppose I'm using here this trigonometry, tan phi equal to what? Tan phi equal to what? The perpendicular upon base XL minus XC upon R. Here also there are three possibilities. Possibility number one, XL is more than XC. It is also called inductive dominance. It is also called inductive dominance. Inductive dominance. This and the first case, both are same thing. If voltage across L is more than VC, or you can say XL is more than XC, both are same thing. Because if you multiply I naught XL is what VC, the value of VC is I naught XL and VL and VC are I naught XC. So if you cancel out this and this, both are same thing. And second possibility here is XL is less than XC. Second possibility and third possibility XL equal to XC. This is called resonance condition. This is called resonance condition. This is the capacitive dominance. Got it? This last case is called resonance condition. This case and this case the same. Got it? Hello? So last case XL equal to XC is what? Resonance condition. So we will discuss this taking Z. Here, this is the Z equal to R square plus XL minus XC whole square.
Sir,
Yes. Yes, please.
सर इंसिडेंस कैसे आई, ये टर्म कैसे यूज हुआ?
Z, impedance.
हाँ सर,
Here we have written again with this triangle, E naught can be written as VR square plus VL minus VC whole square under root. With this triangle, Pythagoras theorem. Okay. If we put the value of VR, VL and VC, V is equal to IR as per the Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. So I am writing here VR means I naught R square. Here I naught square XL. VL is equal to what? I naught XL and VC will be I naught XC. If we take common here I naught, remaining will be inside the under root this. If E naught, if we divide here by I naught, it will be E naught by I naught is what? The resistance, we name it differently, that is what Z, so impedance is equal to this. This is called impedance. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So impedance is Z. Now we discuss this impedance in different conditions. We are seen in VL is more than VC, XL is more than XC. We are seen. Suppose the reverse case, it will come this side because VC is more than VL. So this comes this side and minus 5. The difference will be negative. In that case, VC is more than VL. Suppose they are equal, then what will happen? It is called resonance condition. I am taking this. I am taking impedance Z equal to VR R square plus XL minus XC whole square. R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Suppose this is the resonance condition. If we say VL is equal to VC, as we are seeing here, the resonance condition. And VL equal to VC means I naught XL is equal to I naught XC. It means XL is equal to XC. This is called resonance condition. This is called resonance condition. At resonance, these two are equal. These two are equal. We see. So this circuit will behave like pure resistance. Whatever voltage there is not, that is equal to VR. As we have seen, this E naught equal to VR square plus VL minus VC whole square. If these two are equal, it means E naught is equal to VR. Similarly, if these two are equal, Z is equal to what? R. It means here E naught equal to VR, or you can say Z is equal to R. Here we can say at resonance, this total impedance of the circuit is resistance only, and total voltage appearing across the R only. It means the effect of inductance and the capacitance neutralizes. This whole circuit will behave like pure resistance only. The whole circuit will behave like pure resistance only. Got it? बोलो सर इसमें कोई डाउट है? Whole circuit will behave like pure resistance. In voltage term also, in impedance term also, we have written. Now, what is the current here? Current is given by E naught voltage upon impedance, which is equal to R. We can say this Z is the minimum equal to R. It means at resonance Z is minimum and current is maximum, because this is a reciprocal of Z. And R value here is Z minimum, so we are getting the current maximum. If we plot the graph, for this is also very important here, plotting the graph of resistance with the frequency omega. This graph is like this because resistance does not depend on omega. Resistance does not depend on omega, so R remains the same. It does not depend on frequency. If we plot the graph here, XL, what is XL? XL equal to omega L. So XL versus omega is what? Directly proportional. So we are getting this graph. XL equal to omega L, directly proportional. So XL depends on frequency like this. If you plot the graph, here like this, xc equal to 1 by omega c. So this is the graph we are getting. If you see the direction also, it is negative, we can plot like this also. If we are taking the magnitudes, okay, it is better to represent like this. Because xl is positive, x is negative, although there is no sign convention. But in comparison, if we say, you can say it is minus. In magnitude, you can write like this. So these are the plots. How resistance depends on frequency, how XL inductive reactance depends on frequency, how capacitive reactance depends on frequency. Noted down these all three. Any doubt in this? It does not depend directly proportional by the formula here. Xc is 1 upon omega c, so inversely proportional. These three graphs are very simple. Okay. Now suppose, very importantly, you plot the graph for Z impedance. Because ultimately we are discussing the impedance and resonance condition. So here this is say omega versus Z. Suppose here omega equal to omega naught, or you can say omega r. What is omega r? It is called resonant frequency. First of all, let us discuss what is resonant frequency. At this resonant frequency, these two are equal. If we put it here, XL equal to XC, what is the value of XL? It is omega L. If I am writing omega naught or omega r, it is called resonant frequency, and it can be written like omega c. So omega naught square is 1 by LC, or this can be written as 1 by this. So it is called the resonant frequency. It is called resonant frequency. What is omega naught? It is called resonant frequency. It is called omega naught is called resonant frequency. Resonant frequency. At resonant frequency, what is the value of Z? Minimum equal to R. Let us say this is the value of R here, minimum. This is the value of R, Z minimum at resonant frequency. Suppose you say if omega is greater than omega naught, what will happen? If we write this XL, which can be written as omega L also. Omega L is equal to 1 by omega c. If you decrease omega, XL is dominating. XL means omega L dominating 1 by omega c, decreasing omega increasing, XL omega L increasing, XC 1 by omega c decreasing. It means XL is more than XC. It means if we increase the frequency more than the resonant frequency, this part is more than XC. It means this is increasing like this. If we decrease the frequency, in that case XC is dominating, XC is more than XC, but because of whole square something is added here also, it means Z is again more than R. Z is minimum means R only. Either you increase the frequency or you decrease the frequency, then resonant Z is increasing. So this is the plot of Z. Just got it? Repeating this again. Even if you increase the frequency, then the resonant frequency Z is increasing. If you decrease the frequency, again Z increases. Why? Got this point or not? Because of this whole square, if XL is more than XC, It is positive, square of positive quantity is positive, so something is added here. If X is more than XL, if frequency is decreasing, 1 by omega C is decreasing, in that case X is more than XL, it is negative. But because the whole square is again positive, so something again added. It means minimum impedance at resonant frequency only. By increasing the frequency or by decreasing the frequency, Z is increasing in both the cases. Got this? So there is the plot of Z versus omega. How Z depends on omega, it is very clear with this graph. Any doubt in this graph? Please tell me if any doubt in this graph. If there is no doubt, let us discuss the current. What is current? It is E naught by Z. It is E naught by Z. If you plot the graph, here it is here say with omega at resonant frequency. Should I write it here now? This is the graph for current. At resonant frequency, Z is minimum, so current should be maximum. If Z is increasing, current might decrease. It means current is like this. Z is reciprocal of this graph. Minimum, maximum at resonance. If frequency increases or decreases, Z increases, so current decreases here. Just reverse because of this relation. I is equal to V upon R or V upon Z. So the plot of Z versus frequency and the current versus frequency, these two graphs are just reciprocal. If I write here, because it is not visible, this is I, just pulling it here. Now you can see this graph of Z and this graph of I just reciprocal because I is equal to what? E by Z. Z increases, current decreases, just reciprocal. So at resonance, what we have discussed today, there is the expression of impedance. At resonance, VL VC are equal, so XL XC are also equal. Putting the value XL XC, we get the resonant frequency. What is the resonant frequency? Here it comes 1 upon LC. It is a radian per second. If I write here F naught or mu naught, it will be 2 pi and LC. Because omega is equal to 2 pi nu, so you can find out resonant frequency in terms of cycle per second or hertz, and this is the resonant frequency in terms of radian per second. Sorry.